When people think about Venice, they usually imagine gondolas, narrow canals, and historic palaces. But just beyond the city, in the middle of the Venetian Lagoon, there's another place that feels almost unreal. A small island where every house is painted in bright colors, where fishermen still live beside quiet canals, and where Venice suddenly feels slower, calmer, and more authentic. Welcome to Burano, one of the most beautiful islands in Italy. Burano is a small island located in the northern part of the Venetian Lagoon, not far from Venice itself. Even though it's part of the same lagoon system, the atmosphere here feels completely different from the busy streets around Piazza San Marco. Instead of crowds and luxury boutiques, Burano is known for colorful homes, local traditions, fishing culture, and a much quieter rhythm of life. For many travelers, visiting Burano feels like discovering a hidden side of Venice that most tourists never fully experience. And despite becoming increasingly popular in recent years, the island still maintains a strong local identity. The first thing everyone notices in Burano is obviously the colors. Bright pinks, deep blues, vibrant yellows, green facades, orange reflections on the canals. Every street looks almost like a painting, but the colors aren't just decoration. According to local tradition, fishermen began painting their homes in vivid colors centuries ago so they could recognize them from far away while returning through the lagoon during foggy weather. And fog in the Venetian lagoon can be extremely dense. Over time, the colorful houses became part of Burano's identity and eventually turned the island into one of the most photographed places in Italy. Even today, homeowners reportedly need approval before changing the color of their house, helping preserve the island's unique appearance. What makes Burano special isn't only the colors, it's the atmosphere. There's a sense of calm here that feels very different from Venice. You hear water moving through the canals, boats gently floating beside homes, people talking outside cafes, laundry hanging above narrow streets. Life feels slower, and unlike many heavily touristic places, Burano still feels connected to everyday local life. That's one of the reasons photographers and filmmakers love this island so much. Every corner feels cinematic without needing to be staged. Burano has ancient origins connected to the early development of communities in the Venetian Lagoon. For centuries, fishing was the island's main economic activity, and the lagoon shaped nearly every aspect of local life. But Burano also became internationally famous for something else, lace. Traditional Burano lace was once considered among the finest in Europe, especially between the 16th and 18th centuries. The island developed a reputation for highly detailed handmade lace work that attracted aristocrats and wealthy buyers from across the continent. Although the industry declined over time, lace remains an important cultural symbol of Burano today. Its identity is deeply connected to craftsmanship, tradition, and lagoon culture. So why should you visit Burano when traveling to Venice? Because it offers something completely different. Venice is dramatic, historic, and monumental. Burano is intimate, is not about massive landmarks or famous museums. It's about atmosphere, colors, reflections, and slowing down. It's the kind of place where simply walking around becomes the experience itself. Many travelers only spend a few hours here, but Burano is one of those destinations that rewards people who move slowly. Morning and late afternoon are especially beautiful when the light reflects on the canals and the island becomes quieter. For photographers, it's almost impossible to take a bad picture here. And for travelers looking for a more authentic and relaxed side of Venice, Burano often becomes one of the highlights of the entire trip. One of the most interesting things about Burano is how different it feels from Venice, even though they are geographically so close. Venice feels grand and historic. Burano feels personal and human. Venice is filled with monumental architecture and major tourist attractions. Burano is about daily life and atmosphere. In Venice, you often move quickly between famous places. In Burano, there's almost nowhere specific you need to rush to. And that's exactly the charm. The island encourages you to slow down and simply observe the reflections in the water, the boats beside colorful homes, the quiet streets early in the morning. It feels more like a living neighborhood than a tourist destination. Burano is beautiful throughout the year, but every season changes the atmosphere. In summer, the island feels vibrant and energetic, with bright sunlight making the colors even more intense. Spring and autumn are often considered the best times to visit because temperatures are comfortable and crowds are smaller, but winter may actually be the most atmospheric season of all. Fog moving through the lagoon, empty canals, soft reflections, and silence create an almost dreamlike environment. It becomes a completely different experience. Reaching Burano is relatively easy from Venice. Most visitors arrive by Vaporetto, the public water bus system that connects the islands of the Venetian Lagoon. The journey itself is part of the experience, passing through open lagoon waters before the colorful skyline of Burano slowly appears in the distance. That arrival is unforgettable, especially at sunrise or sunset. In recent years, Burano exploded in popularity on social media, and it's easy to understand why. The island is visually perfect for photography, Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube, and cinematic travel content. But despite the popularity, Burano still feels surprisingly authentic compared to many heavily photographed destinations around the world. It hasn't completely lost its local identity. People still live here, fish here, work here, and that balance between beauty and authenticity is becoming increasingly rare. Burano is more than just a colorful island, it represents another side of Venice, quieter, slower, more intimate, and deeply connected to lagoon life. It's a place where atmosphere matters more than attractions, where light, color, water, and silence create the experience. And sometimes those are the places people remember the most. If you're visiting Venice and want to discover something beyond the classic tourist routes, Burano is absolutely worth experiencing because once you arrive here, it's very hard to forget it.